Okay, I heard God killed those kids because they were using NordVPN promo code Destiny to get around the Texas ban. I feel like that's so insane to say before their bodies are even like dry.
I mean, I guess, but like Asmongold was literally live reacting to migrant boats flipping over and everybody dying.
And I think this is the problem where what people consider a joke in 2025 is, I'm gonna say the worst thing in human history right now. Why aren't you laughing? It's
Well, but it wasn't even but that wasn't even the worst thing. There's a million worse things. I could think of 10 worse things right now that I could say.
Yeah, so what's hilarious is, I'm not sure if I told you this, the first time you and I met was TwitchCon 2022, San Diego. I think that was what, outside of a hotel? This was way forever ago when I just played gacha games. But do you remember this conversation I had with you about this a couple years ago?
Not yet, but keep telling me and maybe I'll remember.
Where I said, yo, what up, Destiny? Big fan. And you were like, I'm pretty sure I know who you are. And I said, yeah, I'm a part of OTK. And you said, oh, that's why I don't like you. Do you remember that or no?
Oh, I do remember this. Wait, why? This was in reference to something. I was either feuding with... Did this have something to do with Miskif at the time? Was the Miskif drama happening at the time?
There's not really a point in time where there's no Miskif drama happening.
True, but there was a big one. And at that time, I think like all of OTK were like enemies about me or enemies concerning me or something. I don't remember, something like this, but.
Well, I will say this, as a guy who was a part of OTK for 3 years, there wasn't really that much agreeing as like OTK as a whole is going to do this. Like there was never like these, okay, I'm trying to think, was there any blacklisting at all?
No, I don't, it never got that bad. I think when I said this, I think I was like half joking. I don't think I've ever seriously feuded with anybody.
Yeah, there was also like a big rift between like owners of OTK and like talent of OTK. So as a talent guy, I was never really involved in like the big higher ups on what they thought. I was kind of just a dude who played video games, and that was pretty much it. But
wait, I will say, there's gotcha video game? Is that?
So I started YouTube 6.5, 7 years ago. I played a ton of gotcha games for like 4.5 years. I was ridiculously addicted. It was so bad. I've spent well over like $500,000 on gotcha games in like 2 years, and it just became a horrible issue. But the longer I played gotcha games, the more I realized that it's already bad enough gambling addicts. It's already bad enough. And turn the mic up, my guy. My mic is like loud as. What, my side? No, it's like peaking, bro. Is my mic bad, guys? Is it bad?
Wait, do you do this with your stream every day too?
Yeah, no, this almost never happens. Like, I feel like my mic is insane.
Oh, you're fine on my end. Ban that guy. Yeah, ban that guy. Ban him. He's trolling you. He's trolling you. Ban him and dox him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ban that guy. But yeah. I realized that. I would always try to like talk about things that I believed in this gaming space, and people just didn't really want to hear it. So I kind of leaned more into like reactionary and like commentary. Also, Asmongold just recommended that I try doing like reactions and commentary. He even told me to copy his thumbnails. I originally copied Mizkif and Ludwig's thumbnails, but Asmon's are a lot easier because my editor does them for free, whereas like the Mizkif, Ludwig thumbnails cost about $50. So now I'm more so in commentary and reactions, and I have been so for probably about like 2.5 years by now.
Okay, I want to ask a real last question. Okay, ready? Okay, and I'm embarrassed because it's been a long time. I don't actually know what the gotcha game is. It looks to me like it's like basically loot boxes, and then you get like characters, and there's not. Is there like actual gameplay when it comes to gotcha games, or is it just like loot boxing animate characters?
So the majority of them you just masturbate to. There's not really any gameplay. It's kind of like pull the new character and then come.
Okay, but where does the gambling come in from?
So the gambling is to get the women that you come to, or the men. But that's very rare.
Is there no gameplay? Is it truly just buying like characters?
So the majority of gacha games are take a pre-existing formula of a video game and then make it live service. So there's a frequent update for new content every 6 weeks, and then just add a massive pay gate to where you have to pay $400 to $500 per character that you want to use. So like, for example, the biggest gacha game of all time copied a game called Breath of the Wild. So Genshin Impact is Breath of the Wild, but instead of getting the characters and weapons for free, you have to pay $500 for it.
Oh, so kind of like a long time ago, I don't know if this is still a thing, but on cell phones, there were like there was the Korean MMO formula kind of. And people just iterate on like how the paywalls work and everything, but like the gameplay is basically on rails and it's not much of a challenge. It's like buying and yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. And like the Tower of Fantasy, which is another like MMO on the phone, which is always terrible. But yeah, that's pretty much everything to know about me. I don't recommend them. I do not recommend them. I barely play them anymore. Besides Uma Musume, have you seen that?
I don't. That sounded like a really bad sushi dish. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. Sorry.
Uma Musume. I'm sure your chat knows it. It's anime horse racing.
Okay. Oh, you know that kind of sounds like the thing. Aren't girls fighting over whether or not they should have Uma Mumas on their purses or something? Does that sound like a thing? Do you have any idea what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's probably a thing, man. That's probably a thing.
Oh, Labubu's. What is a Labubu? I heard somebody talk about this.
Oh, that's different. That's way different. Labubu is way different. That's just some like some ugly gremlin. Uma Musume is like horse girl.
Don't upload your videos to YouTube. Upload to Restream, where we will live stream it to YouTube and all your
That's legit what I'm already fucking doing.
5 times more engagement.
My exact IP.
Oh, I've seen the horse girl game.
Your
Okay,
fucking
I've seen
shit
that on
right
live
now.
stream. Yeah.
Why would you
I don't know what the
advertise it to me?
Wait, you still go on live stream fails?
Yeah, of course. We have to do we do a call to action every hour. We try to brigade it as aggressively as possible. Anytime we see a Hassan Piker post, we try to post really mean and rude stuff about him so that he cries about it on stream. Yeah, it's a hugely coordinated effort. I think I spend probably over $200,000 a month on bots and Nazis to go and spam bad stuff about Hassan Piker.
Okay, good. Okay, so me and you do the same thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. I do that on
okay.
Geek. Yeah. I don't have as much money as you, so $200,000 a little bit out of my price range. By the way, I did say I saw a clip of you saying that I care a lot about money. I don't think I care a lot about money. I just like being factual with how much money streamers have, which is a ridiculous amount. Because XQC definitely has like hundreds of millions of dollars.
For sure. Oh, well,
Yeah,
hundreds of million. He might actually from the snake sponsors for sure. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He's at least worth 100 million. Yeah. Maybe unless he's gambled it all away.
Yeah, which I believe, like, am I crazy? I thought that Stake had like a stake fund, where like they give you X amount to gamble. So you
Yeah, but it wouldn't surprise me if some people gambled more. I don't know XQC that well, so I couldn't say his personality type. But like for instance, for Trainwrecks, if you were to show me Trainwrecks' like bank account and he had $50,000 left, I wouldn't be surprised. But if he also had like $500 million, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I just have no idea. Like, it's hard to say for the gambling people sometimes.
Yeah. By the way, something I always wanted to ask you is, with you, I think and I think with every streamer, there's always like what one person's saying, what someone else is saying, and what the actual truth is. So I did just kind of want to hear from you. Why are you banned on Twitch? Because I don't get it. Was it because you called like trans people dumb or something?
I mean, there's the macro reason, and then there's the given reason. The given reason, I think, was because there was a time when I was feuding with Keffels, and then there was a group of, I mean, I don't have to tell you, there's a group of like very ideologically driven, like crazy, a subsect of like trans people online. And I said something along the lines of like these people, like this trans group on Twitter is, I think I call them incestuous or something, or something like that. So like, don't fight with them; it's a waste of time, and they're not even representative of all trans people. These people are crazy, or something like that. I thought I said subhuman initially, but apparently that wasn't what I said in the clip. I think I called them inbred, and then I got perma banned for that. But I think on the macro thing, I think there's just a lot of people at Twitch. Like it's like a San Francisco subculture of people, and I think a lot of them are Hassan fans. And I mean, just given everything else that happens on that platform, I'm thinking there's just a lot of people in trust and safety that really didn't like me for probably reasons related to my politics, is my guess. Because it's hard to imagine why I would get permabanned for that comment, given everything else that happens on Twitch. So yeah.
I will say I am not familiar with what your politics are at all. The only person's politics I usually keep up with is just Hassan's, because they're so dystopian to what any normal human being with a functioning brain thinks. It just baffles me every single time he talks. I'm pretty sure you're like left leaning.
I would say I'm quite far left, but it depends on the environment. It depends on what we're talking about, I guess.
Yeah, I think you are underneath the impression that I'm like far right.
Not really, but we.
Okay, great.
So here, okay, here, you help me with this, okay? You can help me.
Sure.
Help me sort through this, all right?
Yep.
Okay, this has been my issue with like politics on the internet as of recently, okay? Real quick, do you mind saying how old you are?
How old do you think?
Not a day over 24.
31.
Okay, 31. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, 31.
Okay, 31. I'm 36. Okay, I feel like in the past growing up, and maybe this is just like a thing that happens as you get older and you just see different things. So maybe I'm just, you know, like we remember our childhoods differently. But I feel like growing up, I feel like everything wasn't quite as political. Like today, it feels like everything is political. Like how much you weigh, if you go to the gym, is political. That every single TV show you watch is like, you know, it's people of, you know, liberals watch this, conservatives watch that. I feel like every single thing has become so hardcore political. And I think one of the kind of annoying things that I have to deal with is online, there's a group of people who are like, today we call them woke, but like 10 years ago we called them SJWs. And a lot of these people are incredibly annoying. I've spent a good part of my career fighting against a lot of these people. They've tried to cancel me on 50 million different things. There's very, very annoying people. In the past, it was the social justice warriors. Today, you know, today it's the wokies. But the issue, I think, is that somehow, like, this has bled over into every single part of life, such that people who are traditionally not, I would say, like, conservative, somehow get wound up in the entire kind of mega conservative stuff. So I don't know if you saw that clip where XQC was shouting at me because he's like, Asmongold
really
isn't even right leaning.
like,
he's like center, you know, he's center left or whatever. I think
because it's
the
not
weird
even
thing
like
is
they
that
specifically
traditionally
like
people would have just been like, God, these
believe
like
one side way
social
more
justice
than the other.
warriors are
It's
so
just they're
annoying
around it more,
online.
so they know
They're
the
so
talking
irritating.
points to bring up
And I
when
was like,
they're in
okay, if you want to have that opinion,
conversation.
that's fine.
Oh,
But
did
now
you hear
that gets
about
like plugged
this?
into,
Oh, I heard that
God,
was
these people online are so
XYZ
annoying and woke scoldy. And also,
essentially
I think that putting children in
saying
immigrant
exactly
cages is
what
actually kind of base. And it's like,
some
wait, how do these
conservative
two opinions get
commentator
connected?
told his
And I think
friend,
that's
who
my,
then told him.
yeah, I think my issue is that I don't understand how everything gets like wrapped into this huge political movement. It's like, why not just like hate woke, annoying people without having to go full send on the rest of your political opinions? You know, that's like the, yeah, that's the frustrating thing that I have, I guess, to deal with. Yeah.
It's kind of funny, isn't it?
Well, it would be if the country wasn't on the verge of collapse, I think. But you know, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, like politics is usually like a joke. Like I don't really take it too seriously, to be completely honest. I like to do what other people probably describe as like common sense politics, where I'll talk about political issues where it's like, this is obviously the right answer and no other answer makes sense. But like for like Israel, Palestine, I have no idea what the going on over there. I have no idea to know what's going on over there. I just don't know. And my other problem is I really don't like trusting, getting involved in political issues. Like for example, you're someone who researches things. I 100% admit I don't research anything.
Sure.
I have no desire to, because I don't know how a human being can get properly informed on issues happening in another country while relying on people to actually give a factual representation of the acts that in the order that they occurred, without being like pushed towards a left agenda or a right agenda. And I worry so much falling down that rabbit hole, I kind of just avoid talking about topics like that altogether. Whereas like, for example, another topic that I would feel comfortable talking about is like HRT and, you know, trans kids. I don't believe in trans kids. I believe in mentally ill parents. I don't think that you should be putting HRT into your children due to the fact that, I mean, these kids are like 8 years old, they're 12 years old. Why are you trying to, you know, cancel their, you know, I guess puberty so they can become a girl better? I just think it's dumb. I think decisions like that are too serious to be making at such a young age. But yeah, that's what I would consider like common sense politics versus, you know, the informed, what would be called geopolitical politics?
Yeah, sure. Or I mean, it depends. Yeah. I mean, so I'll say that there's, okay, so there's two things going on. So one, when it comes to like larger political issues, you look like a snapping young lad who goes to the gym. Do you do like full body workouts or whatever?
Yes. Yeah, I do. Every day.
Okay.
I have a girlfriend who's very active in the gym, and so she makes me work out very good.
Okay. Do you do like deadlifts?
Hi, welcome in. I make guests smile every day. Oh yeah, you get a military discount. Thank you for your service. Most of the time.
No, I don't do deadlifts. I don't do squats.
Okay,
but I
fine,
do
well.
like so for example, like I have a spine injury.
Sure.
So I have to be very careful with the lifts that I do. Deadlifts and squats are like, they're brutal for me.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say for like deadlifting and squatting, these are two pretty complicated lifts. Like if you were to write it down on paper and tell somebody exactly, perfectly how to do the lifts, there's no way they'd be able to do them perfectly without a lot of practice. Like you just have to do it, right? I mean, like technically this is true even for benching, right? You bench 225. What do you do?
It's 225 for about 48 reps over 5 sets.
Jesus Christ, you're a monster. But even okay,
I
but like
outbench Hassan, fun fact. So
nice.
Dude made a clip the other day where he was saying, if you don't bench 225 4 or 5 times, then you can't talk about my politics. And it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Everybody could do 225 with like 6 months of practice in the gym. It's not even hard.
Sure. Okay. So when it comes to doing stuff like that, you just have to like have experience, right? Like no amount of reading or research is going to give you the perfect form, is going to give you the muscles to do it. I think when it comes to a lot of political issues, so geopolitics or economics or whatever, there's not a shortcut for just kind of like having a lot of ground information and then like reading a lot of stuff. There's no way to just be able to pick out one article and discern the truth or the not truth. When it comes to complicated, large-scale political issues. That's one thing I would say, but then you said you don't touch those that much, which is fine. The second thing that I kind of wonder about sometimes, so when you talk about like the HRT for kids thing, so I think that there are some issues that can be contentious. I cringe a lot when people talk about like their 4-year-olds or trans or whatever weird stuff like that.
Insane.
But
it's psychotic.
Yeah, for sure. But the thing that I kind of question sometimes is there's this magnitude effect that's hard to explain to somebody, where somebody can say something and it's not like wrong, but sometimes I wonder the response. So for instance, like if I were to tell you I broke up with my ex because I felt like they left the house dirty. I felt like they lied to me sometimes. They stabbed me 4 times once when I was sleeping, and they said something mean about my mom, right? Like if I presented it that way, like you would be like, wait, hold on. One of those things seemed way worse than the other things,
yes.
Right? It'd be like very weird how I present that. And I didn't say anything wrong, right? Like, oh yeah, there were 4 reasons why I didn't like this person, you know? When you talk about like the HRT stuff in kids and people have a strong feeling about that, I mean, like we can walk down that whole route. I don't really care that much about it. But I guess my question is I feel like how do some people have such a strong opinion about that, but they're like indifferent to parents not vaccinating their kids against like the measles, and then their kids die of the measles? That's like a weird dichotomy to me.
I feel like there's different. Would you say? Like I feel like getting proper vaccinations.
Like in terms of like, I've never seen somebody who is like super hell-bent against HRT for kids because of protection of the children and all of that, which I mean, I think that can be a legitimate position. But then when it comes to like people in Texas not giving their kids measles vaccines and then their kids just die from the measles, like holy shit, that just seems unhinged. But like the same group of people that would have really strong opinions about the HRT stuff, on the vaccine stuff, they would go, well, I think parents have a right to figure out their kids' medical decisions and the government shouldn't intervene with that. And I was like, I mean, okay, I mean, you can have that position, but then why not take the same position like the HRT stuff?
I feel like when it comes to preserving a child's life with a vaccine, I understand that. Hold up, sorry, my brain is jumbled right now. Holy, you speak so fast.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm trying to keep up. I got brain fog right now. I don't have enough B12. Yeah, I feel like a parent should be. I mean, it's probably within their right to say that, for this, when a child's born, they want to make sure that the children doesn't get the measles. But I don't think a parent has the right to say, oh, my son is a girl because they play with Barbies, when in reality they're just gooners, right? And they're just like looking at the naked Barbie, but they're just like, oh no, I'm telling you, it's a woman trapped in my child's body. I know it is. They're begging to get out. We got to get them on HRT quick, especially when it comes to the whole power dynamic of what your mother wants you to be versus what you are as a son, and you just telling your mom anything that you like. You will tell your mom if they want you to be a daughter. You're like, oh yeah, no, I am a girl mom 100%, because you want like their appreciation and their, I guess their approval. And so kids will just do whatever they want for their parents.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I can understand why people be opposed to the trans stuff, but I don't understand how people can be okay with not vaccinating their kids. Like if we're talking about like protecting children and making decisions for them that they're not capable of making yet to keep them healthy and safe, watching kids die of measles now in the United States because parents decide not to vaccinate them. I would say because people in the government.
I think parents should vaccinate their kids. I think they absolutely should be vaccinating their kids.
Yeah, but yeah, I understand that, but we run into the magnitude issue, right? So like when it comes to the vaccination stuff, you're like, I think that they should vaccinate their kids personally, but when it comes to the HRT stuff, I think you're like, that should be illegal, right?
I think, well, I mean, yeah, I think it's a big difference, don't you think?
Well, I mean, I feel like there's at least some evidence for trans people being a real thing, regardless of how you feel they should be treated or whatever, but I don't think there's any evidence for like not vaccinating people against the measles. Like, I feel like the measles one is a much easier give me.
Yeah, once again, I do think that every child should be vaccinated, 100%. But I feel like when you're making a life-altering decision that much, I don't think, like, I feel like the odds of, I'm a kid, I need to be trans right now or I'm going to kill myself is like, okay, well, that's probably an underlying issue.
Yeah, I mean,
right? That's
yeah, I
probably
mean,
like a mental health issue.
it could be, but I mean, like, do we think do we think that anybody is trans, like the older people or whatever?
Do I think that older people are trans? Well, yeah, I mean, I obviously believe it is a byproduct of a mental illness, gender dysphoria.
Sure.
Right.
So like, I mean, if there's no better way to treat it than through transitioning, I mean, obviously the earlier you can identify it, the better. If there was a different way to treat it, I mean, we could talk about a different way to treat it. But I guess I feel like if somebody were to kill their kid because they tried to trans their kid and the hormones ended up killing the kid, I feel like there would be a ton of outrage about that online. But when kids are dying from the measles, I feel like a lot of the people on the right who would get super incensed over the HRT stuff just don't care that much.
It's so
and that's just crazy to me. Because I feel like at least ostensibly on one side, you could say like, well, maybe, you know, the HRT stuff, maybe there are trans people who are adults and transitional early can help. But on the measles side, like it's just like crazy information about vaccines killing people.
So how many people are dying of measles right now?
In the United States, not many, but I think that I thought it was someone who was like the first death was like 2004 or whatever, and then the outbreaks are becoming increasingly large. But
Okay,
I mean, also like how many kids are
what's
transitioning? There's like in terms of like surgeries and stuff, it's a pretty low number too, right?
Sure, I have to imagine it's on like the rising scale though. What's the suicide rate and depression rate in trans people?
Depends on whether or not I bullied them onto it. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know the actual answers. I know it's supposed to be higher, but like so many people cite different numbers, and different people call different people trans. Like people will say like, well, people detransition at like a 98% rate, but when they say detransition, they're talking about people who just have felt like they were trans or non-binary. So it's hard to find the exact numbers, I guess. Yeah.
Care so much about
but you have to
the
do the thing to gather data on
due to the fact that it's kind of like it's kind of blown up out of nowhere.
I'm sure there's a lot of things that are incredibly beneficial.
I think the whole trans movement
there's
became
a lot,
very
like,
big in like 2019,
especially like when it comes to parents and stuff.
2019, 2020, and now it's kind of like a whole thing taking the world by storm right now, and I think there's a lot of people upset with it because I feel like people are okay with people transitioning when people. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself. I think everybody should have the right to do whatever they want to do once they become 18. But when they see that mindset from creators like Lily Tino, you know Lily Tino?
It sounds like a Italian version of Lily Pichu. I have no idea.
Yeah. Look into Lily Tino sometime. I think you'll get a kick out of that. They're like a pro-trans TikToker who like teaches children why they should convert and like take HRT. And they're huge.
No
like,
shot she gets out.
And so I think people get very uptight about that. Well, once again, I can actually understand what you mean, why people might want to take the more measles thing more seriously. But if measles were to become a bigger thing, I think people would. But I think it's because the whole trans thing right now is so huge on social media that's why they're focusing on it right now. But I feel like if like tens of thousands of kids were dying of measles, I'm sure people would say, hey, man, we should probably stop doing this or start vaccinating our kids.
Sure, although I mean at that point, like measles, I think was an eradicated disease in the United States. I think there's been 3 deaths so far, and then apparently there's around 1,400 cases that have been confirmed. I don't know if it'll get bigger or not, but I guess the thing that I don't like about the measles stuff is that seems like a no-brainer. Like you should just probably be vaccinated against the measles.
I also absolutely agree. It should be a no-brainer. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then sometimes I worry. Like the trans stuff is, I think a lot of it got kind of cringe, but I mean, like you also see a lot of it is kind of course corrected too, right? The UK had their huge report, and then the medical guidelines have kind of changed, and more research has come out, you know, to where maybe it's not good to give kids puberty blockers, you know, before age 14 and stuff. And like I feel like the science corrects over time, and I think parents, this is like a very sensitive conversation you have to have between parents and children and doctors and figuring it out. And then there's also social media stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. I understand that. I guess when people's like entire political identities get wrapped up in it, that's when it starts to get weird. Kind of like the example I gave earlier about the, you know, hating wokes, and now we're like pro, you know, alligator Alcatraz. I feel like some of the woke people push the trans stuff on hardcore online a lot, and then somehow people become supportive of, you know, like Trump's foreign policy. And I'm like, how did this?
Is alligator Alcatraz, is that real?
Yeah, I think it's like 30 miles, 20 miles to the west of me. It's just like holding.
Bro, that's so cool.
Well,
what the fuck?
Why? Okay,
so
but what do you mean by that? Why?
Fiverr allows us to take our dreams and make it a reality.
We're able to hire freelance illustrators, editors, and letterers to put together our comics and products.
It's made us more confident business owners.
Go to Fiverr.com
and start scaling your business today.
Like, the idea of that is crazy, bro. Like, getting just like thousands of alligators. So, is it to what, hold illegals or something?
I think it's just temporary holding for people who are being detained and then maybe deported or something.
Yeah, man, I would not want to end up on that, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I mean, it's also probably not good,
awful.
right? Yeah, it's not a good thing.
I mean, no, it's probably not, but it sounds ghoulish. It's very marketable. Like, the merch for that has to go insane.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think they were trying to sell merch for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, imagine like a bunch of alligators with like an ice hat on. Sounds nuts.
I don't know if they've managed to get them to wear hats yet down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Where do you want to go from here, from this conversation?
Oh, sure. Okay, so I'm glad to know that you don't think I'm far right. That's good. I don't really think I'm, like, honestly, I wouldn't really describe myself as like a political streamer at all.
Sure. Well, but then my issue has to do with like Asmongold as well. Even if you guys on paper maybe wouldn't be far right, in terms of like in practice or application, you become like indistinguishable from it, right? Does that make sense?
Okay, so give me an example of someone who is far right.
So, like, I would argue that Donald Trump is a far-right political figure, and that the lawmakers in Congress that support him are far-right political figures. But I would argue that because they've plugged in socially so well to certain like trigger things like woke stuff or trans stuff, that they end up drafting a whole bunch of people kind of unintentionally. Like Asmongold, I would say hardcore. I would say you a little bit end up getting drafted to basically supporting like the Conservative Party in the United States, just because.
Didn't Asmon vote for Kamala Harris?
I seriously doubt it.
I thought, wasn't that a thing that he said on stream? Am I crazy?
I don't know, I mean, even if he did, it's been nonstop support for Trump for the past like year. But I seriously doubt he voted for Kamala.
Obviously, I don't want to speak for Asmon at all.
Mm-hmm.
I obviously don't want to do that. But I will say, I feel like, political commentators right now should be praying or like thanking God himself that Trump is our president, because he just supplies so much content, man. You know what I mean? Like, political commentators' numbers are up, baby. Like with Joe Biden, what was anybody talking about? Bro was asleep half the goddamn time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if I wanted to watch a comedian.
Didn't vote. Okay, I also didn't vote. Okay, so
Sure.
Nobody voted. Gotcha.
If I wanted to watch a comedian, I would watch a comedian, right? But for the president of the United States, I think it's kind of important that the United States like functions well as a country. I think that it's probably good that we have a country that is doing the things it's supposed to do to enable all of us to live the lives we want to live. And if there's like funny people to watch, we should probably, turn on Comedy Central and not the White House press briefing, right? I think that's probably not a good thing.
So then you think Kamala Harris would have been a better president?
Yeah, easily, in like every single possible sense of the word.
But Hassan Piker has gone on record saying that they would have done the exact same thing 1-to-1.
Yeah, but Hassan Piker is retard. Do you want to agree with him?
I just feel like I don't want to rage bait too hard. I'm getting in meme mode too much.
Sure, you're good.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about Kamala Harris, to be completely honest. I was just like, yeah, Trump would be funny if he was the president, and that's pretty much it. That's legit my whole thing. I don't really care. I mean, I would like him to release the Epstein files because I want to know if my president's a pedophile or not. That seems pretty important to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than that, I just think Donald Trump's a funny guy. He did WWE back in 2002, so that was sick. He shaved Vince McMahon bald. It was sick.
Do you think is there like any line at some point where you're like, oh, maybe this is like a little bit more serious and this is like not good for the country, or is that a thing that you don't feel like as much of an investment in?
Absolutely. I just don't believe that the president has as much power over the country that people say. Like, I always figured that the president was kind of just like a figurehead to just enact what Congress wants and be a scapegoat in case the country goes, we have somebody to blame. I just don't really believe that a president actually has absolute control over the country.
Do you think, well, so what about like the tariffs? Doesn't he kind of unilaterally? I mean, like, he controls all of that on his own right now, right?
Does he?
Yeah,
this,
he does.
This is how uninformed I am.
Sure.
So he has complete control over the tariffs.
Yeah. So like, so one of the issues. So when you hear the soy jacks online like me cry, "Oh, Trump is an authoritarian," right? I think one of the there's this law called it's like the Tariff Emergency Powers Act or some bullshit. It's like ayyy. Oh, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Okay. So the idea is basically that in times of great crisis, the president is able to unilaterally do some like tariff policy, right? Like, imagine Mexico starts invading us tomorrow. You know, the president say, 5,000% tariffs on Mexico. We're not going to import. They're trying to kill our country, But the problem is Donald Trump has come out and basically declared everything a national emergency, which is how he's able to do all the tariffs literally on his own. And that's why there's a whole bunch of people now that are complaining that, costs of goods on a whole bunch of random things are starting to increase randomly because people are having to cover the cost of the tariffs. But he's doing that completely on his own. 100%
what's an example of something going up in price due to tariffs?
So there is do you buy like graphics cards or do gaming or whatever?
I haven't bought a graphics card myself in several years. So I would be uninformed on graphics cards. I don't believe the price of eggs has gone in any drastic direction.
Well, I mean, eggs we domestically manufacture, animal egg. Oh God, what am I trying to think of? What's the name of the guy? He's Tech Jesus. Every time he does like a video on something, it's
I know
about to be
exactly
destroyed.
who you're talking about. Yeah, the NVIDIA guy. Yeah, I know him.
He destroys everything that we love and cherish. Gamers Nexus, yeah. If anybody's bored, obviously you don't have to watch this, but like Gamers Nexus did a really, really, really good like deep dive into like how tariffs are impacting kind of the computer shipping industry. It's like a 3-hour video, so you don't have to watch it, but I think it's called The Death of Affordable Computing. And he goes through and he talks to a whole bunch of different manufacturing companies for cases and stuff, and talks about like, this is the cost it's going to cost to ship things in now, like this is the difference in price, like this is the stuff that we're going to have to charge. It's not just cases, it's like everything, but it's really, really, really it's a really good video. But like literally every single thing that you import in this country will become more expensive because we import basically, if we don't import the thing itself, we import the materials to make the things.
So my viewpoint on tariffs, for the very limited knowledge that I have on it.
Introducing Penn Station's Penn Pairs for $7.99. A treat, oh yeah, of grilled subs paired with fresh cut fries. Your choice of chicken teriyaki, pizza, or chicken cordon bleu for just $7.99. You craving what I'm craving? Penn Station, love your sub.
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, it's this dope tech from Wix. Now this whole flow is a conversation, so your words actually build your website. I'm going for a store, and after a free-flowing conversation, I get this detailed site brief. And just like that, my first draft is ready. Now that's dope. Next, you can really get in there and style it your way. Here's the fun part. You can regenerate this whole thing over and over. Or you can tweak something specific, like your layout. Let me describe what I had in mind. Yeah, that's fire. If there was ever a time to speak life into your dreams, it's right now using the Wix AI website builder.
Because I know people were saying that the price of eggs is going to become $18 a carton, and for me, where it's at, it's still $3.12. Is that my understanding of tariffs is that we need more American jobs, and we're too reliant on other countries to make these products for us. So putting tariffs short term on our country could cause somewhat of an economic stress, but long term it'll open up the ability for more Americans to have more jobs to make our country more sustainable by itself rather than relying on other people to do the job for us, is my understanding of it.
Sure. Okay, we can talk about this. Okay, I have no problem. I love talking about all these topics. Okay, but remember the joke I made in the beginning about how hating woke people somehow became tied to like people's positions on immigration. So I feel like you're somebody who's traditionally not that political, but you're able to fully articulate like the Trump position on tariffs. That's very interesting to me. Right?
I try my best.
Sure. I'm not accusing you of like that, but I'm just saying that like it's crazy to me that like all of these things have become like super connected. That's like really scary to me. Yeah. I'm not saying you're like lying or hiding about anything. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever watched the news in a very long time. Once again, you know I watch Asman. I've actually learned a lot about politics by bitching about Hassan to people, and they're like, yeah, blah 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 blah. And then obviously I hang out with like Donut Operator and Co, so they'll talk about it every now and then. And I'm like, okay, so this is kind of what I understand. And just I've been doing this thing. This is so gay to admit publicly. Do you know what stoicism is?
I know what people say stoicism is. Yeah, are you taking like cold showers in the morning or something, or?
No. So stoicism taught me that approach everything with skepticism. So whenever I hear something, even if it's from somebody that like I don't really know, I'll always take a mental note. Like whether I know them deeply or I barely know them, I'll always take a mental note of what they've told me, and then I'll research what it is they told me to make sure I'm not getting misled. Because yeah, I feel like I had this internet issue with a while ago, and I spouted some misinformation. I felt really bad about it, so I'm just trying to Google everything I say a little bit more. But yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. Do you do all your own like thumbnails and editing for your YouTube channel?
No, none.
Okay. You pay somebody to do that, right?
Yeah. So I have one team of editors that gets 100% of the revenue from my channel, and then I have another editor who gets 20% of what I make off my main channel, and they run everything.
Okay. Do you do when you pay these people to do this work, do you feel like you're getting ripped off?
No. I'm very happy to give them whatever they want.
Yeah, and then I'm guessing they don't feel like they're getting ripped off, right?
No, I think they feel like they're making a lot of money really easy.
So I guess one of the things that I have an issue with, this is a very macro level thing, but it's going to impact this kind of like tariff conversation, is right now there's this very widespread thought on the right that has to do with like everything in life being a zero-sum game. So like if immigrants are winning, it means we're losing. If other countries are winning, it means we're losing. If these people are getting jobs, it means we're losing jobs. People have this weird notion now of trade or of development in general, where you can't create wealth. It always has to be transferred from one party to another. So like when you pay your editors, like in terms of physics, there's only so much matter in the universe, and matter is conserved and all that, right? But in terms of like human well-being and economics and everything, like you're giving something to them, they're giving something to you, and both sides are benefiting from that. Both sides are walking away from that happier. When I look at things like tariffs, and we're talking about like making everything in America, I feel like one thing that's never brought up is like, why isn't there some stuff that we'd rather just import and like focus on making better stuff? Like in the United States, we have like the highest levels of
like,
manufactured goods and services of any other country on the planet. Why would we ever want to go back to just making like nuts and bolts or like refining steel?
I think that's a very fair point, that there are some products that we should be utilizing from other countries. I think that's absolutely fair, 100%. I just think the United States has most likely become over-reliant on other countries, to where the point is we're importing our United States flags from China.
Sure. But I mean, also think about like how that is, that like China has to make our flags for us.
I feel like that's insane.
Well, but like, isn't it kind of on their end that like we're producing so much in terms of high productivity work that like they have to make flags for us in order to survive as a country? Like I feel like I would rather be the country who's forcing other people to make our in order for them to survive than for us to sacrifice, you know, like AI research or electric vehicles or space rockets to China just so that we could make our own flags, you know?
I do think it is dope that we're like, in your words, cucking China. I think it's just a little bit sad for the state of our country where we just can't have Americans making American flags. I will admit, I live in Texas. There is a little bit of pride that I get when I buy a product where it's like, it says made in America, because it's so rare in today's day and age. There's really not that much left.
That is true, but like, like people are very quick to be like, oh, this is like made in China, like all these things are made in China, and maybe like the actual physical things that we touch and interact with, to some extent that's true, but like whose culture dominates the world, right? It's American movies, it's American TV shows, it's American music. Like this is the stuff that's exported to the rest of the world. Like, would we rather be exporting nuts and bolts, or would we rather be exporting like the world's culture? Because I feel like you can't do both, you know? Like how much, not to knock them, but like how much German culture, like they do a lot of manufacturing, how much German culture is exported to the United States, or how much Chinese culture do we have exported to the United States? Like I feel like you kind of have to pick and choose like what are the things you specialize in, and in the United States we're like at the top of like value-added goods and services. Like we're doing AI, not coal mining and steel manufacturing. I feel like that's a good place to be.
I feel like since 1945, we haven't really had too much German culture exported to the United States.
Yeah.
But to be completely honest, I can, once again, I want to make this very fair. I absolutely understand your point of view. I think I totally get that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only say that because like the scary thing is that there's only so much labor that we have in the country. There's only so much you can do. So I'm sure you've heard the term productivity before, right?
Sure.
A lot of people use productivity to, it almost just sounds like they're saying like, how productive is a worker? Like how much is this guy working versus slacking off? In economics terms, productivity is measured for how much value can an employee create with 1 hour of labor, right? So somebody working at a fast food restaurant is quote unquote less productive. That sounds mean, but less productive than like a software engineer. Just because at the fast food restaurant, for 1 hour of labor, that person is probably creating something that's not worth as much as the 1 hour of labor of somebody working in like a more specialized like engineering field. In the United States, like we do only have so many workers, right? Like our unemployment is pretty low right now. It's below 5%, which is ideally where it should be. We only have like
below 5%.
Yes. Yeah.
In the United States.
Yeah.
Hold up. Okay, I'm just gonna. That sounds insane to me. Is that true? Unemployment rate in the United States. Oh my God, damn! It is 4.2%. 4. That's crazy. I did not know it was that low. It really seemed like it'd be much higher by how much people bitch about not being able to get a job.
Yeah. So if our unemployment is really low and our workforce is one of the most productive in the world, right? Because we're educated, we do like high level stuff. If we're talking about bringing back all the baseline manufacturing, like I would rather have, you know, as much as I hate the crypto bros and everything, I'd rather have like the tech people working on AI than the tech people, you know, going into the coal mines to do like the really low level like widget manufacturing, you know? Like why not import widgets from another country the same way that you have other people do thumbnails, right? Like I'm not knocking any like...
We should have other countries do our grunt work.
Kind of, yeah. I mean that sounds mean, but like that is how other countries view the United States, right? Like we talk so much about how much we feel like we're getting ripped off by China, but like the rest of the world is like the US consumer is so powerful that like anything we make, they have the ability to buy it. Their standards of living are outpacing almost all of us, and like nobody is thinking like, God, I wish that we could do more baseline manufacturing and allow the United States to continue dominating the world. You know, like the export heavy economies are like the UK, which is kind of right now, Iran, North Korea. Like these are your export heavy economies, and China, whose middle class is nowhere near as high of the standards of living that we have.
Problems. There's no
sometimes there's like these truisms that are given. Like, oh, you know, if we trade with other countries and we have a trade deficit, it's really bad. And it's like, well, we also just have a lot of money and a lot of consumer power that we can buy a lot of, and that's not a bad thing. Like, we're the envy of the world when it comes to our economy, and I think people look over that sometimes.
I think a lot of people's view on politics is very black and white, but I think everything's like a particular shade of gray. So I want to say, I think I understand your philosophy of having other countries do our grunt work. That way we can actually do that actually matters here in America. However, I can also understand someone's perspective if they think that we're becoming too over-reliant on other countries' resources and want to take it into American hands ourselves and try to become more sustainable independently.
For sure. So I think sometimes people get trapped in this mindset, and I think you've already moved past this. But like one of the big issues with being a small business owner is you want to do everything yourself. right? I don't know when you started YouTube if you did all your own thumbnails and you did all your own editing, but the very first moments of like an entrepreneur's life of starting to hand off like tasks to other people is a very difficult moment. A lot of small business owners don't ever get over it. And I think sometimes people look at a small business owner who does everything and they're like, oh my God, like this guy is like really cool. He's very knowledgeable. He knows all aspects of his field. Like this guy's like, you know, rocking. But like for successful business owners, they look at that guy and they go like, oof, like this guy is not able to, he's not able to give responsibilities to other people. He's not able to, there's a word I'm like, not distribute, not delineate. He's not able to delegate stuff effectively, and he's never going to grow as a businessman. And I feel like in the United States, we've delegated away a lot of the baseline manufacturing stuff, and it's enabled us to do like the really cool shit. You know, like Elon Musk came to the United States to make rockets and electric vehicles. He didn't go to Germany. He didn't go to China. He didn't go to any export-heavy economy. He went to the United States, right? Despite our trade deficits and despite how much other countries are making the steel or whatever, like he came here to do it. I think there's a reason why. I think that's important to focus on. Yeah.
Made fun of other content creators who are like above 1 million subscribers who are still making their thumbnails and editing themselves when they could pay somebody else like 20% of what they make, give them a job while also making their quality of life skyrocket by saving them 8 hours of the day when all they do is complain about how they have no time left. It's like, well, unfortunately, that's your problem. You are a product of your own disaster. Like that's completely on you. Yeah. So yeah, I think I get that too.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask, wait, are we done with this? Or are we still?
Mom, what's that?
Nothing. Just get in the car. Let's go. Come on.
Who did that?
Get in right now.
Did you paint it or something?
Last year, Nico Milana pranked the most racist man in America. Yeah, that's great, Nico. But what about giving some of our homegrown racists a little bit of attention? Well, in this video, I'll be doing exactly that, as I prank the most racist man in Britain. My first job was to try and locate the UK's biggest racist. Unfortunately, on these shores, we don't have the luxury of a KKK. In fact, the closest we do have to a weekly gathering of racists is a Chelsea game. So instead, I've had to scour the nation's racist hotspots, from the cliffs of Dover to a Jeremy Clarkson book signing. It was all to no avail. Oh, Jez. It was whilst I was on a stakeout, or in this case, a gammon out, of Katie Hopkins' house, when I got a call from the group Anonymous. I think she's having a shit.
Another one?
Yeah. Take that. Hello? Anonymous? Is this about the hard drive I binned? Because that... No, no, forget it. Forget it. Stop yanking. Yeah. Oh, really? That'd be amazing, yeah. Thank you very much. Of course. Okay. Goodbye. That was Anonymous. They've heard about my mission and are willing to use their methods to find me the biggest racist in the UK. All I have to do is prank them hard.
She didn't even wash her hands.
She never does. Normally members of Anonymous have their faces blurred and voices changed, but my editor claims he's underpaid and flat out refused to do it.
That's
What's going on with this?
Funny as fuck.
Oh, I forgot my mask at home, so I had to improvise.
Huh. That's good.
Cheers. I do kids' parties.
Thank you. I'll be in touch. So how did you go about finding the biggest racist in the UK?
Well, I started by going on Facebook.
Naturally.
And I searched up every far-right group in the UK, and there was this one person who was admin of nearly all of them.
Dedicated to the cause.
And he also played for a Sunday League side called Tottenham Gotslers.
Wow.
Wasn't his best season though, he won Playmaker of the Year a few seasons ago.
Talk about a white supreme assist.
Would you like his details?
Yes, please. Cheers. Well, thanks to Anonymous, we have this bastard's name and address. You better watch out, Andrew Morris face painted.
It's my business card.
Apologies. You better watch out, Paul Johnson. With the address secured, it was time for me and my genius team to come up with a prank.
All right, team, prank ideas. Fire away.
We can talc him.
Sorry, talc?
We can throw talc all over him.
It's a start, but we need to aim higher.
Then we would miss.
Come on, it's got to be something good.
We can pants him.
Pants?
Yeah, the kid's got me good.
Jesus Christ, shave your gooch. This is our one chance at an iconic YouTube moment. It's got to be great.
Why don't you do what Nico did? Trick the racist into saying something embarrassing?
I like it.
Sure this is the right place.
I think so. Here goes, guys. Beware. He may be aggressive. How do I smell?
Oh, that's good.
Thanks.
Good as always.
England!
Step back.
England. No. Oh.
Go, go, go.
Is that actually you?
Huh?
You actually here? I knew it! I knew it! I told them all you'd come one day! Come on, get out the cold, get in! Follow me, get in!
Did you tell him we're coming? No. Having only visited my nan in a care home, I didn't know what to expect when walking into the house of a racist. But what I found was truly shocking. That is mental.
I tries my best. But you reckon I like it?
I'm speechless. Yeah. Do you know why I'm here, Paul?
Yeah. You couldn't see biggest fan. Stephen tries, meets his biggest fan. I knew you'd come one day, man. Anyway, have a Paul cup of tea. There we go.
Thanks.
Ah, nice and milky, as it fucking should be.
Mmm. Oh, you make your own merch?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, big time. Cost a fortune as well, British printing costs, but you pay for the quality. And and to think, my mum is saying, oh, you're blowing all your money up the wall again. Well, I'm not blowing my money up the wall now, am I? Is it here? So it looks fucking stupid now.
She upstairs?
She's in here.
And your mother?
She's gone.
That's a shame. Hey, you came to the tour?
Oh, did I come to the tour show? Front and centre, Ipswich.
That was you. Oh, you had the place to yourself.
I watch everything you do. You just get me. You're just so funny. You're so pale. Like, God, you're white.
Who are these guys?
Ah, there they go. The boy wall. The dream team. Studs!
The boy wall?
You're the
What
best,
the fuck?
though, obviously.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just love, I just love how you record with, good, white men. Not like them lot.
Who?
Them lot, the Wall Brigade. Men.
Yeah, well, we met at university. It's not really like a rule or anything.
And I loved it when you fell out with that dick in the F2. Never liked him anyway.
Yeah, different reasons there. Hey, what was this for?
Oh, yeah, you see there. Got Best Playmaker Award. Now that's what I call a white supreme assist. KK Kevin De Bruyne. I don't just do puns. I've got other stuff. Yeah, I've got. There we go. I call this the Bank of England. It's where the gold's kept. Feast your eyes on page 1 there.
0161, make them go back.
You can have that. That's yours.
I sort of, my one's full of a different pattern. There's more of a rhythm to it. It's good.
My drawings. You've not seen my drawings. My drawing.
Is that me?
It's you.
Wow. You've got some talent, Paul.
Is that the nose?
Yeah, it's so detailed. Yeah, lovely strokes.
Yeah, that's all.
Run.
The presents. I knew this day would come, so you've always got to prepare. If Stephen Charles comes, you've got to prepare. So, I know it's not your birthday.
For me, Paul?
For you.
Thank you very much.
I knew one day Stephen Charles is going to come and see me. I'd love to be able to go and see you in Manchester, but it's all gone a bit foreign, isn't it? Hey, it's all foreign. Do you know, there's a shop dedicated to falafel. We're selling falafel on our clean streets.
An Apple Watch, Paul, you shouldn't have.
I know I shouldn't. You only had it in black.
Oh, come here.
You come here.
That's amazing. Thank you very much.
Don't let go.
I won't. At this point, my colleagues became worried that I'd forgotten why we were visiting Paul, and they called for an emergency meeting.
It says I've done 4 calories just walking to the bathroom. It's incredible.
Focus, Stephen. You're being charmed by a racist.
Oh, you're right. It's like the Eamon Holmes handjob all over again.
Do you remember why we're here? He's a scumbag that needs to be pranked.
You're right. It's just crazy though, isn't it? How can somebody have such bad judgment but an immaculate taste in comedy?
Oh, I don't know.
The mind boggles.
Right then, let's get you wiped.
Cheers. Hey, Paul. I've actually got some presents for you.
No, come on now. You've already done so much for me. Your comedy, you give me joy, your dedication's working with white British men.
I know, but my biggest fan deserves this. Go on.
There's always little live shows to the Isle of a holiday.
Yeah? To the I love all races. If you just want to say that into your mic.
Oh my god. I love it. Put it there, Mum. So where is it?
Where's
I would have gotten out of that. That'd been fucking
It says there, if you just want to read it out.
Oh, it's going to be full of foreigners though, isn't it? Talking gibberish. Like,
I don't think so. I think that probably flew.
Oh, it's not going to be too hot though. Oh god, because I don't want the tan. I'll draw the line at pink, not the sinker.
It's tepid out there.
The food. Oh no, it's going to be them fucking falafel sellers, isn't it? That's all
Forget
I
it,
need.
Paul.
Chickpeas
Forget it.
Hummus.
Dutch Boy Professional Series works hard for you with top quality primers, durable interior and
Oh, I'm pretty sure I didn't want that. Fucking got him. That was wild.
Just like Philip Schofield,
directly
my
on.
prank had a minor issue. It was time for plan B.
Get out! Yeah. Yeah.
You've just talcum powdered me.
Yeah, you've been pranked.
But what? I'm your biggest fan.
And you're also the biggest racist in Britain.
What about John?
Oh, he's only third.
Third?
Yeah. He was caught teaching an Asian kid in the academy.
Come on. You can't teach hard work. He was only 30. You can't be joking.
Oh, I'm not joking, Paul. If I was, you'd be in hysterics. We both know that.
They're,
Apparently yesterday, Israel, this might come as a surprise, but Israel has managed to kill more civilians. I know. I know, you thought it couldn't happen. They were not civilians? Well, they were journalists, and journalists are civilians. So anyway, Israel has killed multiple journalists in Gaza, including prominent Al Jazeera reporters. Here we go, let's watch it.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is defending his country's planned military takeover of Gaza City, even as that plan faces growing international condemnation. Netanyahu spoke by phone with Donald Trump about his intention to expand the war, and according to the Prime Minister's office, he thanked the U.S. president for his, quote, steadfast support of Israel. But the U.S. stands increasingly apart from allies, with more countries voicing their opposition to Israel's new war plan. Australia is the latest country to say it will recognize a Palestinian state at the UN General Assembly in September. Still, Netanyahu shows no signs of backing down.
I don't want to prolong the war, I want to end the war. Given Hamas's refusal to lay down its arms, Israel has no choice but to finish the job and complete the defeat of Hamas.
The staff of the network Al Jazeera is mourning the loss of colleagues killed in an Israeli airstrike.
This is what's crazy, is that they actually killed journalists this time. That doesn't happen very often, but it's happening now. All right, buddy? No, the thing is that, like, I think everybody agrees that Hamas is bad, and it's good if Israel or anybody gets rid of them. I mean, even Saudi Arabia hates Hamas. So it's not like Hamas are the good guys, according to anyone other than Hamas and a few, like, weird white girls on Twitter. Other than that, though, you know, it's like there's a level of, like, collateral damage that things like this are happening.
Military says it deliberately targeted journalist Anas al-Sharif, accusing him of leading a Hamas cell. The director of the Al-Shifa hospital says al-Sharif was in a tent marked with a press sign at the time of the attack. In all, 7 people were killed, including at least 3 other Al Jazeera journalists. Before his death, al-Sharif responded to Israel's accusation, saying he was a, quote, journalist with no political affiliations. Al Jazeera is calling the kill.
No, Al Jazeera is obviously a political leaning, like they definitely have more of, I would say, an anti-Israel like stance on things. Same as like Fox News is more pro-Republican, CNN is closer to the middle, but you know, MSNBC is like more Democrat. Like, I mean, yeah, they're still pressed. Now, I'm not justifying this, but to say that you don't have a political leaning is not true. The entire idea that the press isn't, oh, we're just reporting the facts. No, you're not. No, you're not.
A desperate attempt to silence voices.
It's in the middle, in between Fox and MSNBC. It doesn't mean that it's in the middle politically, but Fox is more right-wing and MSNBC is more left-wing.
Head of the occupation of Gaza. The Committee to Protect Journalists released a statement
that's all I'm
reading,
saying.
quote, Israel's pattern of labeling journalists as militants without providing credible evidence raises serious questions about its intent and respect for press freedom. Journalists are civilians and must never be targeted. Those responsible for these killings must be held accountable. The CPJ says 186 journalists have been killed in Gaza in the last 22 months.
Holy
CNN's Nada
shit.
Bashir is following all of these developments and joins us live now from London. Good to see you, Nada. Can you tell me a little bit more about Anas al-Sharif? From what I understand, he anticipated the possibility that he could be targeted and killed by Israel, right?
Of
Absolutely,
course.
he has.
I mean,
indeed.
like, if 180 people have been killed that are doing your job, you have to be like, yeah, this might happen to me. I mean, duh.
raised concerns over the threats and allegations that he had seen mounting by members of the Israeli military and other Israeli government officials who had highlighted and pinpointed Anas al-Sharif as a potential target. And as you mentioned, Ivan, we've been hearing those warnings around his safety and calls for his protection from others as well, including the UN Special Rapporteur for the Freedom of Expression, as well as the Committee to Protect Journalists. And in fact, Al Jazeera, the international media network, had also raised concern around the safety and protection of Anas al-Sharif, as well as his other Al Jazeera colleagues and other journalists on the ground in the Gaza Strip. And we had been hearing those mounting allegations from members of the Israeli military, including the IDF's Arabic spokesperson. This has been described by many as a